What's next?
Madam President, that takes council back to presentations or general public comment for items not on council's agenda.
Okay, thank you. I'd like to introduce a very special group of students that are here today. Let's welcome the Antelope Valley High School. Can you guys stand up? Welcome. And I just want to recognize our teacher, Stella Konizek. Are you here? Wave. Thank you very much for coming and bringing our students. And Marian Arias, two of the teachers that are here accompanying our students, as well as teacher and admin intern Jose Perez. So welcome. I hope you enjoy your trip.
He's been serving the residents for 25 years with the Los Angeles Police Department, and just last fall, he became the first Korean American to achieve the rank of Deputy Chief. You know, growing up, I used to watch a lot of LAPD shows, and SWAT was one of my favorite TV shows, and unfortunately there was never anybody that looked like me on TV. And so I can't tell you how proud we are as a community to have someone achieve this rank. Chief Choi and I have the distinction of being the two Korean Americans who know the least amount of Korean, where we constantly have contests to see who knows more Korean. I'm not sure who's ahead yet, but we are so very proud. You know, we have actually been planning this presentation since last fall when Deputy Chief Choi was promoted, but due to scheduling challenges and his busy schedule, we couldn't make it happen until today. And of course, since then, he has had even a more meteoric rise because he's already been promoted again to the position of Chief of Staff for Chief Moore. Deputy Chief Choi is a Los Angeles native. He graduated from Canyon High School and went to obtain his Bachelor of Science degree in accounting from USC. But after college, Deputy Chief Choi joined the LAPD department. And since then, he started as an officer serving in Southeast, Pacific, Rampart, Hollenbeck divisions. In 2001, he was promoted to detective with Harbor Division. In 2002, as sergeant at 77th Street area. In 2009, promoted to lieutenant, served as watch commander in Southwest area. And in 2014, he obtained the rank of captain, commanding officer at Foothill Division Patrol, and commanding officer of Risk Management Division, and then also commanding officer at Pacific Area. In 2017, commander of Central Bureau Operations, appointed the Department of Homeless Coordinator, and in August of 2009, he was promoted to Deputy Chief and was assigned to Central Bureau Operations. Deputy Chief Choi, we as a Korean community and citizens of Los Angeles are so proud to recognize you today on this historic achievement. And at this time, I'd like to invite our Chief Michael Moore to share some remarks. But before he does, I want to take a moment to acknowledge and thank Chief Moore for his leadership. In a city as diverse as Los Angeles, we have to be intentional about creating diversity in the organizations we lead. And Chief Moore has done exactly that at the LAPD. But I'm sure Chief Moore will tell you the very same thing. He didn't promote Deputy Chief Choi because of being Korean American. He promoted him because he was the best man for the job. So at this time, I'd like to recognize our Chief, Chief Moore.
Councilman, thank you. Councilman Lee, thank you. Madam President, members of the council, thank you today for this opportunity to say a few words regarding Dominic and his ascent, but more importantly, just the value that he forms, not just to the LAPD, but to all of Los Angeles. Dominic and I have known each other for nearly a decade, and what I've found him to be and why I've appointed him as my Chief of Staff is a person who possesses wisdom. He has a demeanor that invites conversation, that is a problem solver. He's not a person that invites blame. He's a person that instead tries to find the very best in every situation and figure out unique and innovative ways in which to satisfy, at times, competing needs. I'm reminded of his time when he worked in the Pacific area and with Councilman Bonin, and in challenging circumstances dealing with homelessness and residents that feel oftentimes were clashing and at odds. Dominic brought a calm, and he brought a sense of assurance that LAPD would be part of a shared responsibility of how do we find solutions. When we moved him and under Chief Beck to become the homeless coordinator in the Office of Operations and worked briefly for a period of time with Assistant Chief Arcos, again, he brought that same demeanor with the Unified Homeless Response Center. The mayor and elected officials, as well as LASA and other organizations, how do we work collectively towards dealing with the greatest humanitarian crisis of our generation? With my appointment as chief, my commitment to this council, to the mayor, and to the Board of Police Commissioners was that I would form a base for the next generation of leadership within the LAPD, that it would be responsive to each of the community's concerns of Los Angeles, and that it would be representative. My efforts in the last nearly 2 years, I believe, is showing that we have that type of talent. We have a deep bench that is ready for added responsibilities. Dominic represents that next chapter. I'm proud to have him as the deputy chief as chief of staff. I'm even prouder to have him as part of my senior team, and I look forward to even greater accomplishments as we move forward. Thank you so much for your time and your attention in this recognition today.
So, Deputy Chief Choi, you are breaking barriers and changing perceptions for young Korean Americans on what a police officer can and look like. And we want to thank you, and we want to present this certificate to you. But before, I believe we have some speakers on the queue.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Lee. We've got Mr. Rue, followed by Mr. Bonin and Mr. Harris-Dawson.
Thank you, Madam President, and thank you, Councilmember Lee, for bringing Dominic Choi today. The Korean American community and the Asian American community is so proud and so boastful of all of your achievements. But I do want to join in what you said, Councilmember Lee, about Chief Moore. We really commend you for your particular strength in looking for diversity and making sure that your entire leadership is reflective of the city of Los Angeles, and you're also forward-thinking about the next leadership and who's coming next. And you know, it's not just Commander Choi, but you also have Blake Chow, Commander Blake Chow as well, who follows in the long line of Deputy Chief Terry Hara, Commander Paul Kim, and many others. But I know your former Chief of Staff, Bob Green, was a great guy. I mean, he was one of those stalwarts and who almost seemed irreplaceable. So, but because he retired, I'm sure you had a hard time trying to figure out who to replace such a person. And I have no doubt Dominic is the one person who can step into those shoes, because those are big shoes to fill, and I know Dominic Choi is going to do an amazing job as Chief of Staff. I mean, his previous work in the LAPD is unparalleled. I know when I got elected 4.5 years ago, a lot of folks told me about, do you know Dominic Choi? and his record and his achievements were already legendary. And I think as such, his rise as commander and deputy chief and now chief of staff to you is a testament of his character, a testament of who he is. And I am so glad to see LAPD with such diverse leadership. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Rue. Mr. Bonin?
Thank you, Madam President. Councilman Lee, thank you for bringing Dominic in for this. You know, the chief mentioned that Dominic spent some time in Pacific. Not that long, really, because I don't get captains very long in Pacific, because you keep moving them on me. I was just doing some math here, and in the past 24 years, I have had 13 different Captain 3s in Pacific. And you actually may be the one I had for the shortest amount of time. It gets to the point where I'm like, should I even bother entering them into my phone? Because they're gonna get promoted, because that's the thing. Nobody moves on and gets shunted somewhere else. everybody who serves as Captain 3 in Pacific goes on to something higher and greater in LAPD. So as frustrated as I get because they move through so quickly, I always know that I'm getting someone who's outstanding and who is poised to be even more outstanding. So I think it's a particular credit that I had you for such a short period of time. Because it meant that you were really awesome and that you were really moving fast. And I want to thank you for the time you did in Pacific. You were very well loved by the community. And I want to thank you for the work that you did after you left Pacific and became the homeless coordinator for the department, because you did some amazing work there, and I'm very grateful to you. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Bonnie. Mr. Harris-Dawson.
Thank you so much, Madam Chair. And thank you so much, Mr. Lee, for bringing this presentation to recognize Dominic. Of course, we work very closely with Bob Green, and Dominic didn't miss a beat, and we had a history of working with him on homelessness as well. But I remember watching how Dominic moved and how he operated in the council and in the community and in the city. And I said, you know, I think this guy might be the first Korean American to have this rank in the Los Angeles Police Department. But you never said anything about it. You never made a deal about it. You just showed up and did your job. And so I think you're a testament to the department, but also a testament to the Korean American community in this city, which means so much to Los Angeles. And I couldn't let this opportunity pass to compliment Chief Moore. This city is a city that breaks barriers and sets the tone, I think, for the rest of the country and the rest of the world when it comes to diversity. And so, Dominic, we're happy to be here with you today. We're recognizing African-American women today during African-American History Month. We are the first African-American woman leading South Bureau under your tenure, Chief Moore. And so we appreciate, we applaud you, and all we ask is that you keep doing more.
Thank you, Mr. Harris-Dawson. Back to you, Mr. Lee.
Okay. Well, Deputy Chief Choi, as a council member and as a Korean American, as a Korean brother, I just want to congratulate you, along with the people who are standing behind me, many of the Korean American leaders in our community, just congratulate you on this astounding achievement. So thank you. Thank you.
Wow. Well, good morning, Madam President and council members. Thank you for taking the time to acknowledge me. I think it's important that we all take a little bit of time every now and then to reflect back on our heritage, our ancestry, our culture, because you heard the word diversity many times from many speakers, and there's so much value in it. Understanding the differences and not the similarities are what makes us better as an organization, as a city. I want to thank Chief Moore for giving me the opportunity to get such a vast array of experience with LAPD, some of the things I never thought that I'd be able to experience and learn from. And if you asked me almost 25 years ago where I would see myself today, the Chief of Staff position was not even on, actually wasn't anywhere to be thought of. So thank you very much. But also, being a command officer in LAPD, it's a challenging position. And none of us can do it alone. Over the years, I've realized it takes good leadership, good mentorship. It also takes a good support system, people to get the work done, because one person can't do it alone. And it also takes the community to make things happen, right? And I'm so proud to be a Korean American, Chief of Staff, LAPD, to have all those elements here. I have the community, I have my support staff, I have my leadership, my bosses. I mean, this is great, more than I can ask for. I feel young still, and I think I know I have a lot of years left in this organization, and my commitment is to continue to work with all of you and with all of you to make this place a better place, safer city. Thank you very much. Really appreciate the acknowledgement.
And Chief, on behalf of myself and the City Council of Los Angeles, we'd like to present you with this certificate to show, just congratulate you on this amazing achievement. So.
After they get the shot and then.
Okay, Mr. Lee, there's been a request. Hold on, stay there. They need a shot. Camera crew over here on the right. You're very welcome. All right.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Lee.
TV shot.
This works. TV shot? Appreciate it. It works out. Good? Good? All right.
시의원님들은 하고 다른 제하고
In English, right? Of course, yeah. Just change, interpret for us.
누구 먼저? Yeah, one by one.
Oh, okay. That one right there, KBS. Who's going to ask questions?
Could you say a few words on achieving the rank of Deputy Chief of LAPD?
I'm very proud and honored to represent the Korean American community in Los Angeles as the Deputy Chief of the Los Angeles Police Department. I think it's a testament to show the city's commitment and Chief Moore's commitment in achieving diversity in the community in which we serve. We often say that it's important that the community sees their own image in the police department that serves their community, and this is really what this is about. I believe in it, there's value in it, and there's a lot of opportunity. So when I first came on the job, being Asian American, Korean American, it wasn't popular to become a police officer, right? I was supposed to be what, a doctor, lawyer, an attorney, or an accountant, right? Well, I was an accountant until I decided that it wasn't for me, and I pursued this career. It's been so, it's been such a good ride. It's given me so many good experiences. The opportunity is there for everybody, and the opportunity for promotion is there for everybody. You just have to work hard, and the LAPD has opportunity. Well, let me see. Can I take that back? No. So. The Los Angeles Police Department is committed to creating diversity in their workforce, and really has given me opportunities I never dreamt that I could have. So I encourage all of you, if you're interested, to pursue a career with the Los Angeles Police Department. Little plug. What would be your ultimate goal for it? Well, my ultimate goal, I think. So, you know, it's interesting. You always talk about when you talk to leaders and mentors. You always talk about having short-term goals, mid-term goals, long-term goals. And really, I think my approach to things, although I do have some goals, my approach to things is really keep your head down, work hard, concentrate on your current position, your current job at what you're doing, and if you do that well, it'll reward itself. Oftentimes people get lost in the fray about what the next step is, and they forget to do their current job well, and then you don't, you're not as successful as you could be. And also too, surround yourself with very smart people, because like I said earlier, it's not about me, it's about the support system that you have around you.
What are your duties or responsibilities as the first Korean American deputy chief of LAPD?
Well, my current responsibilities as Chief of Staff is to ensure that all of the Chief of Police's desires, intents, incentives get implemented and progress in a manner that he's happy with. So that's really my role.
Homeless problem issue, do you have a plan?
I'm sorry?
Homeless issue, and you have a plan?
Well, so prior to being a deputy chief, I was the homeless coordinator, and law enforcement isn't the solution to homelessness. I think we all know that. We are one small piece of the problem-solving puzzle. We are always here to support the city's initiatives and their direction on resolving homelessness. We will always be there to ensure that victimization doesn't occur, or to minimize victimization, because everybody deserves the same protections under the law from their local police department. So we have several roles. It's very complex, but is there a perfect plan? No, but the city does have a plan, and we support that plan. Anything else? Okay, thank you. As much as you can. I couldn't put a sentence together, sorry.
Thank you very much.
They're like, oh, we don't need John. We got the. All right.
Could you tell me your impression about today's presentation?
Well, we're so proud as, speaking on behalf of the Korean American community, to have someone like, not only to have a Korean American as deputy chief, but to have someone of Dominic Choi's caliber to rise to these ranks. I know that I speak on behalf of the whole Korean community, that we're just extremely proud to have someone that represents not only the Asian American community, but he's just such a valuable person to have in the LAPD, and we're very, very proud of him. That's it? All right.
Thank you so much.
Now you in Korean. All right.
저기 봐. 순간.
오늘 이 행사에 어떤 특별한 의미가 있는지 한인들에게.
네, 오늘 진짜 중요한 날이라고 생각합니다. It's a little delayed. 원래 우리 커맨더 도미니크 초이가 deputy chief 몇 달 전에 받았었어요. 근데 하도 바빠서 여기 못 데리고 왔는데, 그 사이에 또 프로모션 받아서 이제 우리 police chief of staff, 그러니까 수습 보좌관이죠. 그 진짜 중요한 역할이에요. 그거를 요새 또 프로모션 받아서 같이 합친 거예요. 그러니까 deputy chief 된 것도 recognize 하고 chief of staff 된 것도 recognize 되고, 이거는 진짜 우리 LA 역사 안에서, LAPD 역사 안에서 first Korean American and first Asian American. 그러니까 우리 보면은 우리 옛날에 커맨더 폴 킴, 지금 또 중국 커맨더 블레이크 차오, 옛날에 deputy chief 테리 하라, 일본 분도 있었고, it was 거의 far from few, 많이 없었어요. 그러니까 이번에 chief more가 diversity가 중요하다. 그리고 그거 떠나서 diversity만 아니고 능력 있는 분들, 도미니크 초이 같은 분이 있어서 너무나 좋다고 생각해요. 왜냐면 오늘 record, even though they have broken historic records, 더 중요한 거는 future. 아직도 도미니크 초이는 젊잖아요. 그러니까 아직도 끝났다고 생각 안 해요. 아직도 갈 길이 멀고 할 게 더 많고 그래서 너무나 열심히 일하시고 너무나 extremely 한인보다 qualified니까 되게 중요하다고 생각해요.
랭킹이 얼마나 되는 거예요, 저 정도면? 랭크가 다 있죠.
네, 그러니까 그 chief of police chief 바로 밑에 deputy chief 4명 있어요. 예, 그러니까 거기서 또 레버가 조금 있죠. 그러니까 거기서 도미니크 초이가 deputy chief예요. 어떻게 보면은 그러니까 조금 헷갈린 게 근데 chief of staff니까 그 chief police chief 바로 밑에 오른쪽 손 팔이에요. 예, 그러니까 그 딴 분이 뭐 밥 아르코스 같은 분들이 조금 랭크가 officially 더 높지만, 그러니까 police chief 직접 다 시키는 거 직접 하니까 수습 보장. 그러니까 그게 중요한 거죠. 그러니까 그 police chief 바로 다음에 그 직접 일하는 거니까 진짜 높은 거고 그 랭크보다 일하는 게 되게 중요한 거예요. 저도 이렇게 시의원이지만 저 수습 보좌관이 저는 이렇게 대화하면은 수습 보좌관한테 다 시키는 거니까 수습 보좌관이 이거 시키는 거를 내가 그 약속한 거를 제가 시켜서 수습 보좌관이 makes it happen. 그러니까 그게 진짜 중요한 역할이에요. 중요한 역할 떠나서 great place to learn, great place to grow. 네, 감사합니다.
미안해요. 왜냐면 이게 무겁거든.
그냥 우리